Alright, what you see here is a NuTone hugger ceiling fan in 52 inches. I got this off of Facebook Marketplace for free with Nathan, better known on YouTube as Epsilon120. Been wanting one of these for a while, and I've also been wanting to try one of these out with a spotlight kit, as I've always thought that these look pretty cool, those, especially in the 52-inch configuration with the 5 blades. But yeah, this fan, I'm not sure how old it is. It's probably from the early 90s due to it having a black motor. I know later on in the 90s they switched them over from having the black screen vents and the black motor to having a white one. And I'm not sure when they did that, what was the exact year. But this one also doesn't have a day code on it, or it doesn't say anywhere what year it's from. So yeah, this fan, these are pretty somewhat big childhood fans for me. I think I've seen these a lot more often than I realized, but I just don't remember seeing them. I mean, I saw a lot of generic looking huggers, but I feel like I've seen these a lot more than I can remember at the moment. There's a place that has 3, well, recently discovered now that they have 4 of them. I'm at a, it's like a canvas shop of some sort for like the next town over. Filmed them back in like December many years ago, and then again somewhat more recently. I went back after filming a video of this one without the light kit, and it turns out the fans is still there. It was vacant for a little while, and then they reopened it back up. Yeah, so what they did is actually they swapped the entrance area for the customers to the other side where the employees only area used to be, and now the area where the customers could shop in is actually the employees only area, because that's where they do all the canvas work and such, or like the pressings for the shirts and such that they sell. And, yeah, I've always liked the look of those fans. I'd always see them a lot as a kid driving by. But yeah, let me go ahead and show this one up close. Put another pull chain on it that matches the other one pretty closely. They're not exactly the same, but they're very close. You have to really take a good look at them to notice that they're a little bit different. And the pull chain is not original to the select kit. I did swap it out for a brass one, as the original one was chrome, and I figured I just have a brass one so it matches. Although it's not pitted like the old one that goes to the fan. It's really not that noticeable from a distance. But yeah, this light kit is a Casablanca one. It's not a K4B, it's just a regular one that just has the Casablanca label to it. I gotta say, it definitely does look pretty good on this fan. Yeah, let me go ahead and show off the light. As you can see, it does work, and it is putting off a pretty good amount of lighting. Go ahead and shut off the lights near me. Yeah, so it definitely does light up the space pretty well. Honestly, it's not what I would use for this basement, but definitely for like an upstairs area, it wouldn't be bad. Alright, let me go ahead and shut off the light. And start the fan off on no. Now, from what I remember, when I picked this up with Nathan, this person that had it for free on Facebook Marketplace replaced it with a Hunter Minimus, I think it was. It's like a 3-bladed hugger fan. There it was like a dome, or like a cylinder, basically. So one of the more pricier ones, like $200 to $300. So definitely, from what I know, those are pretty good fans. So it's probably an upgrade from this one, without a question. I do know, as much as people like these fans, they are not the highest quality. I mean, this along with the NuTone decorator are basically NuTone's budget fans back in the day. And these were sold in polished brass and antique brass and in a brown finish, so that's not as often seen compared to the other two finishes. Oh, and obviously white. You do tend to see these more in the white finish. The antique brass ones and the polished brass ones do show up, but not nearly as much as the white ones. This one could be made by Fanthink. I do know that, from what I know, that they made a lot of their NuTone stuff back around this time period. Yeah, I'm feeling a pretty decent breeze from it over here on the low speed. It is a bit cooler out as we're like as we're already in the fall, going into the winter and such. I always view fall as like in which it's somewhat the same season in a sense. And I can definitely see this like in the office, classroom, kitchen, living room. There's a lot of places I can see these. Bedroom. An art gallery. Especially with the spotlight, there's like a lot of places I can see these in. In some ways, like I feel like it. I mean, obviously, it does have a bit of a dated look to it, but since there are hugger fans that are still sold to this day that look very similar to this, the generic huggers, just with the normal looking vents. In some ways, I could see this working in like a lot of modern settings, especially with the spotlight kit. Well, not modern, but more contemporary looking spaces. Now to show the white. I say it is a pretty quiet fan on the low speed. A lot of huggers tend to be noisy on the low speed. I mean, the way this one mounts, where it has like the 4 bolts, 2 on each side, definitely helps keeping the fan quiet. Right, now to move it up to medium. Medium to me, it does have a little bit of a hum to it. Very minor one, no, nothing major. Does have a little bit of a wobble to it on the medium speed as well. It's definitely more noticeable with the spotlight on it now compared to when I tested it without the light kit. Alright, let me go ahead and show it the light. I think I had to look into getting another stool for the space for the testing area, as this one's starting to fall apart a bit. But I'm still sturdy enough for what I needed to do. But yeah, it's definitely, how do I say, the fan's definitely not on the same level in terms of air movements as like a Spinner Motor Hunter, but it's somewhat close to it. Alright, let me go ahead and move it up to the high speed. Yeah, it definitely is wobbling a lot more with the light kit. I mean, it's kind of not surprising. I mean, it's more weight being added to the fan with the light on it, so it's nothing too surprising. Same time, it could also be the way that I installed the blades, since they're not in the same exact order as when I tested it without the light kit. So that could also be the reason why it's wobbling a bit more. Yeah, it's definitely pushing a pretty good breeze on the high speed. At the same time, it is getting more air movement because it's on a wooden beam where there's extra space above the blades compared to if it was installed in a normal ceiling. So it is kind of pushing more air than it normally would. It's still not a bad air mover, but it's definitely has an advantage in terms of air movement. light. I don't remember if it was making this noise on the high speed when I tested it without the light kit. I have to look back into the video of it and check. Even though it was really just a few days ago, I just don't remember if it did make that noise or not. Right now, do the spin down, then to show it on reverse. But yeah, definitely it's one of my favorite fans that I found this year, especially the fact that it was for free. I mean, it's definitely a lot more better ones I found that are more of a favorite. In terms of the free fans, so it's definitely one of my favorite ones that I found. No, it's definitely another one it's probably the best free fan I've ever found altogether. But it's definitely one of my favorite ones that I found. But in terms of like the top favorites, it's definitely not the top favorite one that I found or that I've gotten over the years. But it's one that I'm definitely glad to finally have in the collection and such. I'm actually wondering if the wind from outside's making it spin down longer than it normally would. Because that's something I'm just noticing is that the spider webs near the that wooden board that keeps the outside air from coming in here and such. And it's loosened up. I definitely notice that the wind's kind of moving the spider web around. And I feel like if it was the case, it would be spinning the other way right now, but it's not, so I really doubt it. I mean, it kind of blows somewhat in this spot where the blades are, but it's nothing strong enough to move the fan. But it's definitely something I'll have to check out just to see how. Well, once it gets even cooler out, to see if I seal it up completely or not. All right, now for medium. I was a bit more medium on the reverse and such. It's usually the case with a lot of fans I test anyways. There's definitely a few that wobble barely or at all in reverse. All right, now for high. Yeah, this one definitely wobbles more in reverse without a question. Alright, and that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for more videos to come.